This is a presentation by the Kiowa County Media Center.
Hello and welcome to the last home game of Kiowa County Mavericks regular season. Kiowa County is led by junior Caitlin Gamble, and they are taking on junior Morgan Hood and the Bucklin Lady Aces. We'll be back shortly to let you know what to watch for in this game, but first, let's break to meet this year's Mavericks team. Welcome back as we approach tip-off for this game between the Kiowa County Lady Mavericks and the Bucklin Lady Aces. Right now, Kiowa County sits at 500 with a 9-9 record, while Bucklin's record is 14-4 coming into this final regular season play.
Kiowa County is coming off a road win against South Gray on Friday. Bucklin also took on Hodgman County for senior night Friday. Bucklin also sits 9th overall in 1A Division II standings.
Bucklin has had its struggles this season as their team relies heavily on Morgan Hood and Janae Price, but they also play a fast-paced game, which is exactly what Kiowa County is known for. They like to play fast-paced. Bucklin is led by Morgan Hood. She is a junior and her team's leading scorer. She currently ranks 11th in overall Kansas girls basketball this year. She averages 18.3 points a game and has a 47% field goal percentage. She has been known to get frustrated whenever she can't score, so that could be a benefit for Kiowa County tonight.
Kiowa County is led tonight by junior Caitlin Gamble. She's an undersized post for her position, but she works so hard and plays really tough down in the post. She's really hard to guard because of her size.
Exactly. With that speed, when she's up against a bigger post, she can get right around them and cause them to foul because of that power and speed. But now we are going to the national anthem, and we'll be back after that for the starting lineups for the game.
job, band. I'd like to welcome our guests, the Bucklin Red Aces, to Kiowa County. Starting lineups for tonight's girls game. For the Bucklin Red Aces, number 3, a 5'3" senior, Gentry Stout. For Lady Mavericks, number 0, a 5'5" junior, Caitlin Gamble. For Bucklin, number 11, a 5'4" sophomore, Janae Price. For Kiowa County, number 13, a 5'9" junior, Heather Melton. For the Lady Aces, number 15, a 5'10" senior, AJ Kossel. For the Mavericks, number 20, 5'6" senior, Katie Larsch. For Bucklin, number 20, a 5'9" junior, Morgan Hood. Lady Mavericks, number 23, a 5'7" senior, Hallie Hedrick. And for Bucklin, number 34, a 5'5" sophomore, Allison Rudd. For Lady Mavericks, number 34, a 5'6" junior, Dina Liggett. Bucklin coached by Craig Bowman, assisted by Lance Fikert. Kiowa County coached by Stacy Durstein, assisted by Kim Heft.
Welcome to tonight's game. We are going to have an exciting matchup between two very fast-paced teams with Kiowa County and the Bucklin Lady Aces. They have met one time previously this season in the Spa League tournament in Dodge City, and Bucklin did come out on top in that first matchup. But as we saw last matchup with Kiowa County at home against Hodgman County, the first time they played them, they beat them quite significantly, and they had a close game the second round. So this is anybody's game, and one thing you can really watch for is if Kiowa County can shut down Morgan Hood and Janae Price, they can really take control of this game. But if they don't, they're going to have a hard time matching point for point with them. Kiowa County does get the tip-off, sets up in their offense. And a nice backdoor pass. They've had success with that play all throughout the season today. Bucklin sets up in their offense for the first time tonight. It does look like Kiowa County has some sort of triangle and 2 going with Dina Liggett and Caitlin Gamble guarding Morgan Hood and Janae Price respectively.
They must have heard that worked well for Hodgman County.
And that is a travel for red. And Bucklin is setting up in a full court press, trying to make Kiowa County cause some errors early on here. They do get it up the court, and Katie Larsch goes after the ball. There was contact, but there was no call. That is what you want to see happen with Katie Larsch coming to the ball to hopefully get a foul called.
I think it was just a little too late to come towards the ball because she was already beat.
One thing that Dina Liggett has struggled with this season is getting quick fouls because of her aggressive play, and that's one thing she cannot afford to do against Morgan Hood. Rudd takes a 3-point shot. And it's out of bounds on Bucklin.
The Mavericks are really communicating well in this triangle and 2, and that's really the only way they're going to have success in one. They're hard to run as a defense, but they look like they're off to a good start.
Knowing Coach Durstein, I'm sure they put a lot of emphasis on that in practice, knowing that that's probably the way that they're going to be able to win this game. Speaking with Hodgman County's coach earlier today, she said that that's how they were able to essentially win the first half of play against Bucklin last Friday. They played a triangle and 2, kept Morgan Hood to 2 points. Unfortunately, in the third quarter for them, Morgan Hood did come back, find a way to score, and they came out on top of that game.
The Mavericks seem to be running a flex offense, but way too confined.
Janae Price gets a steal from Caitlin Gamble and is fouled on the layup. At just a sophomore and Morgan Hood a junior, this Bucklin Aces team has at least one more really good year out of them. Price steps to the free throw line for the first time tonight. And she hits the front end. Just 2-1, 6:20 left in the first quarter. She misses her second free throw, and Hallie Hedrick gets the rebound. Kiowa County is still without their main point guard in Ryan Heft. They tried that backdoor play again, and Heather Melton mishandled the ball.
A little too excited when she shot that layup.
She was, and that caused Coach Durstein to get a little excited. Heather Melton again gets the ball into the basket and is fouled. We have seen great improvement with Heather Melton this year, becoming more aggressive as a post. She misses her first free throw. She does make her second, and Bucklin transitions quickly. You can tell they prefer a fast-paced game, moving the ball quickly, getting the ball up the floor quickly. Rebound by AJ Kossel. She does miss the putback. She was wide open on that rebound.
Rebounding out of a triangle too is nearly impossible. They're going to have to really work at it if they're going to get some good rebounds tonight.
Play set to hopefully put Price open. Kiowa County is playing very aggressive defense tonight.
If you look at Morgan Hood, she's already looking a little frustrated to me that she's not getting the ball.
Most definitely. She is working hard inside. And another travel is called on Allison Rudd tonight. She's a sophomore for Bucklin. Kiowa County does break the press, but it's quickly stolen and then reverses hands again. Dina Liggett tries to take the long layup. Nice cross-court pass to Janae Price. She just mishandles that layup, but that was a very calculated move. You can tell they do that a lot.
Yeah, it was an excellent pass, too. That's not an easy pass to make.
Wasn't. I'm sure as two talented teammates, they look to each other to find scoring opportunities.
Again, trying to run flex, but the Mavericks are just too confined. They need to spread out to be able to get a good shot.
And they do take a shot, which is not always common for Heather Melton to shoot outside of the lane. That's the second time that AJ Kossel has gotten a wide open rebound, and this time she does complete the 2 points and is fouled in the attempt. As a senior, she has experience as a post, and watching on the replay, Heather Melton didn't even try to box her out there, and she really has to if she expects to keep her from scoring. Especially in a triangle and two, when two girls are working so hard to keep their main scorers from getting those points, the other girls have to step up and make sure that the other girls on the team don't stand in for them. Kossel makes her free throw. 4-3, Bucklin goes up for the first time tonight. Kiowa County is pretty easily breaking the press. Chelsea Overly gets Heather Melton's rebound and is fouled. They are calling it on the floor. And Kiowa County has the ball under their own basket.
That was Janae Price's second foul, which is to the Mavericks' advantage. 2 fouls this early in this game is going to put her on that bench.
And I don't know exactly what they have to come off of the bench, but I'm sure it's not a good night if one of the main players for Bucklin is on their bench early. as a sophomore, she still is inexperienced and probably is more liable to get those easy fouls early on.
It's true.
She does have a lot of potential in her ability. Morgan Hood gets her first 2 points of the night, easily dribbling around a screen. She has a very natural talent.
Nice elevated shot.
And a 3-point attempt for the first time for Hallie Hedrick. An attempted putback by Chelsea Oberle. She looks to be playing very well tonight. Heather Melton comes flying across the lane with one arm flying down. You're probably going to get called for a foul on that.
Unfortunately, I believe that's her second. So again, another key player for the Mavericks, soon to be on the bench.
Still with 3 minutes, 30 seconds left in the first quarter. Melton herself has to know that coming across the lane swinging is not a good thing to get yourself in foul trouble. Katie Larsch checks in the game. Larsch is another Maverick who has really improved this year. Gentry Stout makes her second free throw, putting them up 7-3. Kiowa County is being patient on the pass around, but they need to get some good shot opportunities.
Bucklin has switched to a zone defense, which has known to cause some difficulties for the Mavericks.
It does cause difficulty for the Mavericks, but it's usually a good thing for Hallie Hedrick and her three-pointer.
That's true. Leaves her more open for a shot. She's going to have to be willing to take some quick shots. The top of Bucklin's zone is quite quick.
It is, but with Janae Price primarily guarding her on this zone, it could be good to get her in foul trouble. She takes the 3 ball and it goes long. And rebound from Kiowa County. That was a good hustle play by Katie Larsch. Pass in to Angela Liggett, who makes a nice post move. That was a very aggressive move for her.
It's nice to see her do that. I wish she'd do it a little more often.
Exactly, with 3 people guarding her, she didn't seem fazed by it, got open, and made a nice pink shot. Bucklin continues to move the ball quickly. Morgan Hood is about to check back in the game again. Couldn't find her for a second there. Giving her a break. She's working hard against that triangle and 2. Kiowa County passes it in. Dina Liggett takes it in, and another rebound from Angela Liggett. Katie Larsch is fouled on the shot. Bucklin as well as Kiowa County are really struggling to block out on defense. There have been several offensive rebounds. Larsch misses her first free throw. Join the conversation by tweeting at the Media Center, and it could be seen on this broadcast. Larsch misses her second free throw as well. Bucklin comes up with the rebound. And Janae Price works her way around 2 defenders through the lane. That shows a lot of her talent. She has 2 really solid years ahead of her.
It's a very athletic move.
Kiowa County is trying to make their plays work, but Bucklin's shutting them down.
They're playing a really extended zone. It's causing a lot of difficulties.
That ball was off the hands of Morgan Hood. She got in trouble, took a dribble after she secured the ball and was left alone without her team to help her. They work it in again to Angela Liggett, and she's going to get called on over the back.
I really feel like that was a poor call. He was behind her, so he couldn't see if she was making contact. But one of the other officials had a much better angle. She did not foul It just looked like she did from his angle.
And she did jump. She was being boxed out, but the Bucklin player in front of her did not jump. So you're correct, that shouldn't have been a foul. Outside shot again by Red. I'm not familiar with Red's normal statistics, but I believe that's either her third or her fourth three-point attempt for the night. Hallie Hedrick checks out of the game for a break. Hedrick is one of the most consistent players for the Mavericks team. Even when she gets frustrated with herself, she comes out and plays hard defense, and when she's scoring, she really brings a lot to this team.
Interesting, Bucklin appears to be back in man-to-man as Hallie leaves the game.
One of our key players for the night is Caitlin Gamble, and she just showed that speed and power that she has even as a small forward. Kossel has probably a few inches on her, but she wasn't deterred, made a nice move in the lane. Had a bank shot. Morgan Hood finds another outside jumper. Mavericks cannot afford to give Hood much room. With just 6 seconds left in this first quarter, Angela Liggett goes for a three-pointer. And we're going to come to the end of the first quarter of action, Kiowa County versus Bucklin. Bucklin is leading 11-7, and we will be back with the beginning of the second quarter.
Hi, I'm Jessica Harris, the new sales rep for the Kiowa County Media Center, and I want to tell you about some exciting opportunities to support your hometown Mavericks during this season's live basketball coverage. Options range from 5-second slides to sponsoring a pregame show. Does your business need a commercial? Is it time to showcase your latest products? Let the Media Center produce a professional ad that can be used for more than just our broadcasts. Your logo can be seen like never before by sponsoring replays, fan cam, and even owning the scoreboard for the night. Parents, get involved with the personalized slides using pictures and messages to support your Maverick. Halftime reports and pregame shows are another great new way to let viewers know what your business is all about. If you'd like to know more about how the Media Center can help you showcase your Maverick spirit, contact me, Jessica Harris, at 620-723-1117 or by email at jessica.harris@kwksmedia.org. Go Mavericks!
Welcome back to the beginning of the second quarter of action tonight. We were just told that there's a possibility that Gentry Stout, one of the seniors for Bucklin, is injured, which with Janae Price in foul trouble, that is not good news to have another guard potentially out for the night.
To me, she looked like she was holding her stomach. I wonder if she's not feeling well. We'll have to watch her and see what happens the rest of this game.
Kiowa County gets the ball into Angela Liggett, who makes another turnaround jumper.
It was a nice pass by senior Erica Bertram.
She saw her player open in the lane, gave her that opportunity. Stout takes it in the lane and is called for a travel. She took one extra step there trying to get the ball across the lane.
Bucklin seems to have a little bit of trouble with traveling. There's been several called against them.
And that's just a matter of slowing down just enough that they can get a good jump stop in, because it hurts their team more than helps them, even if they are used to a fast-paced game. Katie Larsch makes a strong cut through the lane, but Angela Liggett doesn't get her at the right time. Another three-point attempt by Red. It is short. And a steal from Janae Price. She is blocked by Angela Liggett. That was great placement by Liggett. She saw her coming and from the back was able to get a hand on the ball.
Great timing and athleticism. We've seen her do it time after time, but it's so impressive.
That is one thing she excels in, is not fouling, not making those silly fouls. A walk is called on her sister, Dina Liggett.
Coach Durstein wanted the foul before the travel, slap across the arm.
Erica Bertram checks out of the game. Head coach Stacy Durstein looks a little frustrated with her girls right now. They trail 2 points in this second quarter. Katie Larsch makes an athletic play, going out of bounds with that rebound. The pass into Angela Liggett, who pauses, fakes, and then takes the bank shot. And a timeout from a very frustrated Bucklin Aces coach, and the score is tied. 6:07 left in the second quarter, and we'll be back after this timeout.
Thank you for helping us support Kiowa County Athletics.
Go Mavericks!
Here at Home Lumber at 715 East Kansas, we support Kiowa County Athletics. Go Mavericks!
Centerra Bank is a full-service community bank located on Main Street in Greensburg, proudly supporting Kiowa County schools. Go Mavericks!
First Baptist Church of Greensburg, advancing the kingdom of God.
I'm going to take this time to recognize a sponsor, Greensburg State Bank, a good bank in a good town. You can visit them at bestbank.us. Bucklin comes out of a timeout from a frustrated coach. They gave up their lead here in the second quarter. See if the timeout can change how they're playing right now. They have a very aggressive guard-heavy play up front. Janae Price takes it into the basket. She goes to the line, but she does look pretty frustrated with one of her teammates.
You never like to see that. Even there's a lot of game left, and she's clearly upset with Gentry Stout.
And that can put a lot of pressure on your teammate, even if what you're doing isn't what you should be. There's better ways to handle it sometimes. Price makes her second free throw, putting them up by 2. Mavericks will hope to answer on this possession. And don't forget that Price still has 2 fouls. She can't afford to pick up her third before halftime. A 3-second call on Katie Larsch in the lane.
She's been playing so well that this game she's pretty frustrated with herself.
That is, sometimes you're focusing on so many things that even the most common things like 3 seconds in the lane can get you. Morgan Hood goes off of the screen. She does miss that one. And Kiowa County pushes it up the floor. Caitlin Gamble has it stolen by Morgan Hood. You can tell that Bucklin favors the quick outlet, pushing the ball up the floor.
They haven't been able to convert lately, so just contributing to all the frustration we're seeing.
Exactly. That's not always the strong suit of Kiowa County, getting back on quick transitions, and that was just a poor pass from Caitlin Gamble. She tried to force the backdoor pass.
She's also having to work pretty hard tonight, being one of the 2 people playing man-on-man defense.
And when she gets frustrated, even being a talented player, it does affect her game. It looks like it's trying to isolate Morgan Hood a little. She does pass it under the basket to Taylor Stout, another senior for Bucklin.
That's a nice play by Morgan. It shows a lot of basketball intelligence. She knows she's not going to be open, but she's going to find a teammate that is.
Exactly. And that is one good thing. Most leading scorers also have strong statistics with assists, because when they're heavily guarded, that means somebody else isn't. See Coach Durstein on the sideline motioning, shooting with the left hand. Hallie Hedrick probably would have had that made basket if she had.
It's hard to guarantee that. She is being guarded by Morgan Hood, who jumps very well.
And Hood makes another jump shot. She has 6 points for the night. As we mentioned earlier, she is listed as 11th in overall Kansas girls basketball players this year. And I believe only one other girl above her was in 1A. Dina Liggett gets a Good rebound. She snuck around on the baseline there. Got a putback.
The Mavericks really needed a score. That was nice by Dina.
They did. The good thing, though, is when Bucklin scores, it's most often Morgan Hood or Janae Price, but when Kiowa County does, it could be any of their players on the floor. Deflected off of Kiowa County. Freshman Mackenzie Heff checks into the game, along with Caitlin Gamble. Looks like Gamble is going to be guarding Morgan Hood now. Rebound by Heft. Angela Liggett is doing a good job tonight of making contact and posting up. She doesn't always do that. They get it into her, and she makes another attempt over Morgan Hood. It was a really pretty shot. Just went in and out.
A nice attempt by freshman Mackenzie Heft to try to go in and rebound.
3-point attempt by Morgan Hood. It is missed. It looked like a comfortable shot, but she maybe just wasn't quite set. You can't afford to leave players like Morgan Hood open for more than a split second because she will take advantage. Hallie Hedrick, another 3-point attempt. She's frustrated with herself. She's missed a couple of those tonight. Chelsea Oberly reads the pass up court.
Senior Katie Larsh into the game for Angela Liggett.
Aces have the ball under their own basket and pass it right in the lane. That was a tip play for Morgan Hood. She certainly has the athleticism to make that work. She was fouled.
Second foul on Caitlin Gamble.
She misses her first free throw. Very frustrated with herself, and Mackenzie Rose checks into the game.
It's interesting to see her so frustrated. She really doesn't have any reason to be frustrated herself. She's playing really well. She's finding a way to score when she's being guarded man on man.
Seeing her in athletics in the past, though, I think she's just so hard on herself because she has such high expectations that even when in semis she's excelling, to her, if she makes mistakes, it's not okay. Kiowa County does a great job breaking the press. Heft attempts a layup. Janae Price makes a good move to pass it back out. She could have tried to take it up, but realized she was mismatched in size.
Nice rebound by Dina Liggett.
It's one thing I'm seeing tonight for Kiowa County is good composure. They haven't let the game get to them, even though they trail by 5. Just 1:39 left in the second quarter. It would benefit them to get a few points here right before half. Mackenzie Rose is a player that I've been impressed with, especially since Ryan Heft has had to leave for her appendectomy. And Mackenzie Heft gets a jumper right at the top of the lane.
The Mavericks aren't going away. They're just slowly scoring their points. They're not playing like they're under too much pressure. They really look calm and collected, like you mentioned.
Exactly. Another impressive take to the basket by Janae Price. She did miss that one, but she got through 3 defenders. She made it look easy.
Oh, forced pass there by Dina Liggett to Mackenzie.
They really needed that possession and those points, too. Rudd almost makes it all the way to the basket before Maverick stopped her. 41 seconds left in this half. Morgan Hood's looking for another jumper. She almost gets it. Rebound by Heft. 30 seconds left. Kiowa County needs a strong possession, scoring right at the end. They don't want to give Aces another opportunity to score. Katie Larsh gets a pass in. And Katie Larsh on the jumper. She misses it. Mackenzie Rose almost gets it back in. And that's going to be halftime. Bucklin Aces lead 18-15 over the Mavericks at halftime. And we will be back with the third quarter of action after this break. This has been just as an exciting game as we expected at the beginning. Both teams like fast-paced basketball, and it has shown the lead has changed several times this game, and Bucklin will come into the third quarter just ahead 3 points, 18-15.
Angela Liggett has been really consistent for the Mavericks. She's been really aggressive in the post, taking some great shots. Doing some things we don't usually see her do, but she's not looking scared against the big post Bucklin has.
She really is, and sometimes she has been known to back away when she has multiple people guarding her, but really today she is coming in and making good post moves and getting those baskets, and honestly, she has 6 points, and that's not much off of Morgan Hood, and she needs to keep scoring that way to be able to stay with the Aces.
Morgan Hood for Bucklin has scored 7 points so far. She's been heavily guarded, but she's really finding a way to score. She's looked pretty frustrated in the first half, but she's done a great job for her team.
The good thing about her points, though, is they've been spread out. She's gotten 2 here, 1 there. It hasn't been any long drought for her without scoring. I know that coming into the second half, I'm sure that one thing Stacy Dursine talked about was utilizing their offense and getting the easy points.
We'll see if the triangle can hold up for the Mavericks and keep Morgan Hood and Janae Price kind of under control.
Another thing we haven't seen tonight is scoring from Hallie Hedrick. She has been dry on her 3-point shot, and if she can start connecting on those, it's going to be hard for Bucklin to answer.
You can really tell that the rotation on her shot is a little off. From our viewpoint, you can just tell it's spinning a little to the side. She's not getting her hand correctly on the ball.
It has definitely looked forced. They do look loose and excited to start this second half. For some of these girls, it'll be their last time to play on their home court. I'm sure they'd love to end the regular season with a win.
Especially against a team that's beaten them twice.
Looks like Kiowa County is keeping the same approach on defense with a triangle and 2 on Morgan Hood and Janae Price. The Mavericks are pushing it up the court, get it into Angela Liggett.
Bucklin seems to be sticking with that extended zone. They had a lot of success against the Mavericks running that.
Good pass across the lane. Oh, Hallie Hedrick comes up short on that shot. That was a great pass and great recognition from Angela Liggett to see her teammate across the lane.
But again, a missed shot by Hallie Hedrick that will just contribute to her frustration.
That's really surprising. Normally she can capitalize on opportunities like that. She did get a tip on the ball from Janae Price. And Dina Liggett is called for a foul. That is a little surprising because she didn't look like she was in the position to have a foul called on her. Bucklin really has a lot of movement from every player on their team. They don't have a lot of stagnant times. Nobody just stands. Solid attempt at the basket by Gentry Stout. She does get the 2 points. So you'll see on the replay, She, even in the air, recognizes that she's about to be guarded, gets the ball off, and is fouled by Angela Liggett in the process. And that is Liggett's second foul. Stout does miss her free throw. Hallie Hedrick tries the same attempt, quick up, and Caitlin Gamble comes across the lane, gets her own rebound, misses both attempts, but gets the third rebound.
Interesting no call down there. She's clearly being fouled.
If anything, that should have at least been called a jump ball. There was a tie-up, but it was a no call. And Angela Liggett, she is so strong with that one dribble turnaround and bank off the board.
And her strength is the same strength that Morgan Hood has, her elevation.
Exactly. Janae Price answers, though, with a three-point basket, 23-17. They've created a little more separation, though both teams are working very hard right now on both ends of the court. Pass in to Heather Melton. Oh, she barely misses that shot.
I really don't think she needed that dribble she took. She could have just turned and taken a nice shot right there.
No, I don't think she was aware of exactly where she was on the floor. She almost took a backwards dribble where she was right by the basket. She misses her first free throw. I don't always think she takes quite enough time on the free throw line. It seems forced. You can watch this game again. Find the archive of this game at kwksmedia.org. Click the archive tab. You can view past games. Aces come up with the ball. They can afford to slow down a little bit if they're going to be able to maintain this lead.
This game seems a lot closer than 23-17 to me.
Exactly. Really, though, with that three from Janae Price, it would just be a three-point ball game. And Heather Melton that time does get the 2 points.
She recovered from that not-so-great pass from Nina Liggett.
She did, and that shows a little bit of her improvement this year. Other times she would have backed down to the defense, and instead she took the attempt. Baseline shot by Haley Pegalo. I think this is her first time to see action today. And I don't necessarily blame Kiowa County for not guarding her. A clear block by Morgan Hood under the basket. That's unfortunate for Caitlin Gamble. She was very wide open and thought she probably had a quick 2 points.
If she would have taken just a quick ball fake, she would have gotten Morgan for a foul instead of the clean block.
Exactly, as you can see on the replay. A steal, almost steal by Morgan Hood. It is tipped off Hallie Hedrick.
Those are just passes you can't make around Morgan Hood. She's too quick and she's too smart and she's too athletic.
Exactly, even when she doesn't appear to be there. If she's in the vicinity, she's probably going to give you trouble. Three-point attempt by Hallie Hedrick. She looks so much more comfortable on that shot.
That was a great shot, great rotation.
Exactly. Just a three-point ball game now.
And that's what I mean. The pace of the game is just so up and down.
Now Chelsea Oberly is getting her turn of guarding Morgan Hood. I am not exactly sure if they're in the same approach or not because nobody was on Morgan Hood.
It didn't look like a triangle and two to me.
No, they might be changing it for now.
That's interesting though because they still have those same defenders in the game.
Angela Liggett looks for a shot, can't find it. Just 3:50 left in this third quarter. Katie Larsch makes a move under the basket, and she is fouled. I believe that foul was on A.J. Kossel.
If that's correct, that'll be her third.
Even though she does not do amazing things necessarily for her team, she does have significant play as a senior.
And we were incorrect. That was the first foul on Morgan Hood.
Oh. And she looks like she doesn't quite agree with that foul. But most people who get fouls called don't agree.
That's true.
Katie Larsch is on the line and makes her second free throw. Now it is just a 1-point game. There's a little bit of momentum that has swung the way of Kiowa County right now. They should definitely take advantage of that.
They can take advantage of that by playing some good defense right now and getting a stop.
Yeah, I'm a little confused by the defense they're running right now. I don't know if somebody's not doing what they're supposed to, but it didn't look like a triangle and two the last time down the court, and now it does.
I believe it. They're back in it.
Foul was called on Angela Liggett. That is her third. As good as she's playing tonight, she really needs to stay in this game. She has 8 points. Heather Mountain is checking in for her. And Taylor Stout misses her first free throw.
Heather has 2 fouls herself, just though she needs to be smart to give Angela a little break here.
It was good that Mackenzie Heft saw minutes earlier in the game, so she won't be nervous if she does have to come in and fill some time. Stout makes her second free throw. Kiowa County pushes it up the floor. Caitlin Gamble. She does a dribble in and out, and the ball traces the edge of the rim, tying up the ball game.
Again, really even scoring by the Mavericks, spread out.
One thing I've noticed about the way that Morgan Hood shoots is that she almost goes up with the ball. As it's leaving her hand, she's still following it up.
Morgan Hood forced that turnover and then turned and yelled at her teammate. That seems to be a lot of that on this Bucklin Aces team. It's frustrating for me to see as someone that used to play.
Exactly. No matter how good you are, if you don't have your team behind you, you're not going to win a lot of games. Mishandled pass from Bucklin Aces. And that's also something, as we've talked in games in the past, that has to be controlled by the coach as well.
True.
If they see it, they need to stop that.
Well, and it's not just one player. That's the thing. Kind of seems to be an epidemic among this team.
Oh, nice passes up the court. Heather Melton could have afforded a fake before she passed around to her wide open teammate on the block. Dina Liggett checks in for Chelsea Overly. Have another sideline play for Kiowa County. Well, that was a tough pass to try to make. Caitlin Gamble is heading into a 4 defense location. That was an interesting no call. There's definite contact with the ball and with the person, but a pass underneath the basket for
nice teamwork there by the post
Taylor
for
Stout.
Bucklin.
Exactly. One of them saw that they were covered and looked for the other, and they were open. Thing I've noticed that Kiowa County is doing well tonight is looking for the open players. Katie Larsch was fouled.
That was a really smart play by Katie. She knew she was being guarded too aggressively, and so she took a shot knowing she probably wasn't going to make it, but she at least drew a foul.
Exactly. (26-28). Now 27-28. Larsch has the ability to tie up the game now. And as you said, that was a smart move on her part. As a senior, that shows good leadership.
Janae Price coming out of the game as she just picked up her 3rd foul.
I would say she probably won't see much bench time. It took her quite a while to get that 3rd foul, and just 2 minutes left in the 3rd quarter, especially with a close game. They need her in the game.
And she's shown to be a smart player. She got 2 really early and played a lot of the game with 2.
That does show a lot of experience, even as a young sophomore. If she would have picked up her quick 3rd, those are mistakes you often see from sophomores. Aces are really looking to try to pass the ball around, but look for shot opportunities. A double screen for Morgan Hood. She makes a poor pass trying to look in at Stout.
It's interesting to me that the Mavericks are staying in a triangle and 2 even when Janae Price comes out. Maybe just to keep some continuity in their game.
It is hard whenever you're used to running one play the whole game to try to transition if somebody's out of the game. Heather Melton is fouled on the attempt.
Heather has drawn a lot of fouls tonight. She just hasn't scored on her follow-throughs with the free throws.
And again, I think she's just so frustrated and has decided that she's not going to make it, so she doesn't even try to take her time. That looked like a much better attempt. She still missed it, but Hallie Hedrick came across the lane, got the rebound, almost hit the three.
That would have been really nice for her to score right there.
Exactly, the momentum of getting that rebound. It's always fun to see plays like that happen.
It's still great to see them playing so hard.
Red got a hand on the ball from Gamble. Kiowa County, I've been impressed, has kept up their momentum all 3 quarters so far this game. Sometimes they have a lull in the middle of their games. Heather Melton gets it in the lane, and it looked like she had some contact, but it might have just been on the ball. I couldn't see from my angle.
I think the ball was cleanly blocked, but then I think her body was hit.
And after seeing Stacy Durstein on the sidelines, I think she agrees with that.
And I think that's pretty easy for refs to do. They see a clean block and they stopped watching, even though it was after the shot.
And a three-point hit by Hallie Hedrick. That came at exactly the right time, putting her team up by 2, 22 seconds left in this 3rd quarter. They can use that momentum and hopefully have a great defensive stop right here. But Gentry Stout plays that baseline. That's one thing she's really excelled at tonight.
Really smart play by Gentry Stout, seeing the weakness in the defense.
5 seconds left. Hallie Hedrick attempts the three-point, didn't have quite enough time. And we gonna see a replay of this nice three-point shot. Hallie Hedrick has really smoothed out her shot. We are tied 30-30. We'll be back after this break with the 4th quarter.
Let Southern Plains Co-op take the worry out of choosing corn and soybean seed. For powerful performance at harvest, we know Mycogen seeds deliver. Global breeding and vigorous testing results in hybrid seeds with guts. That's true value that makes a difference. Maximize your seed investment for higher yields at harvest. Choose Mycogen hybrids from Southern Plains Co-op in Greensburg. At Southern Plains, we deliver service and Mycogen seeds.
We want to recognize People's Bank tonight, friendly and dependable. You can visit them at bellbank.com. We've had a very exciting first 3 quarters of this game tonight. It is tied going into the 4th, 30-30. Hallie Hedrick just hit a very exciting three-point shot. Right at halftime, we were talking about how she hadn't hit any three-pointers, and she now has 2.
And interestingly enough, Bucklin is back in man-to-man defense. I think they're tired of Hallie scoring on them in their zone.
And that will be a smart move, except she almost makes a turnaround jumper. And Katie Larsch does get the over-the-back call. I think that was a good call. There was contact.
She was clearly over the back.
Yeah,
she didn't like it,
jumped.
but
exactly.
She probably felt she was elevated a little higher than she was, but there's too much contact not to call that.
Those are silly fouls. You don't want to get those in a game. Aces are trying to pick up the pace a little bit. I have been impressed with Gentry Stout staying strong throughout the game. She has gotten talked to quite a few times by her teammate.
Her shooting form is very interesting to me. It's above her head, which I'm not quite sure she's strong enough to shoot from there.
She might have started shooting from there, being blocked shooting lower. Hopefully, even with the timeout for halftime, Kiowa County can keep their momentum. I noticed during that break, Stacy Durstein was trying to motivate her team. It almost appeared that she was yelling, but I think she was just trying to rally them together, get some excitement.
Well, and without seeing the replay, can't say for sure, but I'm not sure if Caitlin traveled or if, I think her foot that was planted didn't move. The other foot did slide.
I saw that too.
But it's not a travel.
If you have one foot planted, it's still not a travel. There was a lot of contact on that attempt from Morgan Hood. She does complete it. I wonder, though, if she wasn't fouled on the floor. In normal circumstances, you don't want to get a foul like that, but if it prevents the best player from scoring, it's not always a bad thing. A foul is called on Bucklin player against Angela Liggett. She worked hard to get that rebound. As we mentioned before the game, Caitlin Gamble has really used her speed to get opportunities to score. And it's interesting if you watch her, she works so hard and fast to get to the shot and then it almost slows down in slow motion in the air. Dina Liggett with a rebound on the backside and a quick putback.
And that would be Janae Price's 4th foul.
She really shouldn't have had that foul. She was in front of Dina Liggett. She didn't recognize where she was and she didn't box her out. And Janae heads to the bench.
That really hurts the Aces. She is a great guard for them.
There was much less time between her 3rd and her 4th fouls there. But that's going to happen in a close competitive game like this. More fouls are going to be called.
And again, she's not very old, but just knowing how many fouls she had, she probably should have just let that one go so she could stay in the game.
Exactly. Morgan Hood takes another jumper. That was a great box out from Hallie Hedrick. She had position, but Taylor Stout comes from behind. That was an experienced play on her part. Kiowa County does get the ball back. And honestly, that's kind of a misuse of a possession from Bucklin. Angela Liggett dribbles around her defender toward the baseline. It is called a jump ball.
She ended up behind the basket, but I'm not sure what she's going to do.
A full timeout is called by Bucklin. 32-33, Kiowa County leads, just 5:48 left in the 4th, and we'll be back after the short break.
Is it time to find a new vehicle and you aren't quite sure where to start? Dwayne Shank Motors on Highway 54 in Greensburg not only sells new Chevrolets, but late quality used cars in most makes and models. Trade in your vehicle and drive away with knowing that the Shank family has been serving the surrounding area since 1973. If it is time to get that service you've been needing, with professional certified mechanics, you are sure to get that quality care your vehicle deserves. Start shopping for your next vehicle today at Dwayne Shank Motors on Highway 54 in Greensburg.
We want to recognize a tweet that was sent in for the Kiowa County Media Center. Go white, go white. Hashtag Maverick B-Ball. We are back with the middle of the 4th quarter, 33-32. Just 5 points have been scored this 4th quarter. Both teams are working exceptionally hard right now to try to one-up the other. Dina Liggett, great defense, getting a hand on the ball. If Morgan Hood isn't able to get the ball to score, they need to find somebody else who's willing to right now, especially with Janae Price on the bench. I'm pretty sure Hood just jumped about a foot over everybody else there to get that rebound. You could tell that the Mavericks were trying not to foul her.
But if they would have boxed her out first, they wouldn't be in that position.
That's very true.
They know how good she is. They know they have to box her out.
And she's going to be like that the rest of the game. You certainly can't think with her ability she's going to back down and let this game go. Angela Liggett makes a nice catch, dribble, and turnaround. She's most comfortable when she makes that move. 35-34 right now. They're exchanging leads. Caitlin Gamble is working so hard to keep Morgan Hood from being open. She does get boxed out that time, and Angela Liggett got the rebound, but Morgan Hood came back with the steal and a quick layup. She looks fired up. That is not something that's going to work well for Kiowa County if they allow her to keep doing things like that. Caitlin Gamble is just as eager to score for her team, though. She is fouled. Her speed is hard to guard.
And that was smart. She knew that she could take Gentry and drew the foul.
She can complete these free throws. That's going to be important in the latter half of this game for Kiowa County, making these free throws. They may not be able to get the scoring opportunities that Bucklin can with Hood, but they can certainly make these free throws. She does miss that free throw, but Katie Larsh comes through with the rebound.
That was a great rebound by Katie.
I've appreciated that about her this season. She doesn't give up, and she makes those hustle plays.
She really knows her role on this team.
Double dribble is called on Heather Melton. She tries to gain possession of the ball, then she takes an additional dribble trying to make a play.
It's too bad. Heather's came a long way this season, but she could use just a little more time.
She really can. And even though she's a junior, she still, in my opinion, would be a younger player. I'm kind of surprised that Rudd hasn't attempted three-pointers as she did in the beginning of the game. Janae Price is back in. Nina Liggett is fouled by Morgan Hood on the rebound. That's exactly what the Mavericks need to do. Find Hood, box her out, and hopefully get the foul called.
And then also get back on defense because Bucklin will push.
They really will, and they want to go to the basket. So you either need to plant and take a charge. Definitely have to be ready. Nina Liggett hits her first of 2 free throws. She has showed a lot of maturity this year, especially having to step up when Ryan Heft has been out. She missed her second free throw, but they're back and ready on defense. And a good tip, deflection from Heather Melton. It remains Bucklin's possession, but that's always good to gain some excitement with your team.
And it also slows Bucklin down.
Causes them to have to reset. Morgan Hood definitely forced that shot, and I'm pretty sure she thought that she wanted to get a foul called on that.
Morgan looks really frustrated, and her team needs for her to stay composed and calm in this game. She's a tremendous player.
With 3:26 left in the game, she has time. It's a tied ball game. They're not losing. Nice pass into Rudd, and Chelsea Overleaf does catch her with a foul.
I think sometimes the Mavericks get too busy watching Morgan because they know she's going to do something that they forget about the other players in the team. And Morgan has not forgotten about them. She's looking for them.
No, because as we said earlier, because she's guarded so heavily so often, she really does look to her other teammates. Rudd does make her first free throw. That puts them up by 1 point, just 3:18 left. And she makes her second. She hasn't done as much with the field goals tonight, but apparently she's pretty solid from the line. 2 seniors check out of the game. Caitlin Gamble almost has the ball mishandled. Angela Liggett tries to make a pass across the lane. Morgan Hood almost gets a flagrant foul against Heather Melton. It's called a hold, but she's nearly out of control on both ends of the court.
And really, there's no need. They're up 2 points. There's 3 minutes left. She's playing well.
Exactly. That's play that you would see maybe down 10 points right now, trying to get back in the game. And Hallie Hedrick gets a rebound and a foul from the backside by A.J. Kossel. Hood was simply out-hustled on that play.
I think, to me, it's just showing a little lack of composure that we're seeing right now.
And you can't hold a team on your shoulders. She's done a lot for her team this game.
She's a very impressive player to watch.
And Hallie Hedrick makes the front end of her free throws. Down by 1, 37-38. And she makes her second free throw. And another turnover by the Aces. That was an unnecessary turnover. Hood's almost in tears right now. She is so frustrated with herself, and it was self-caused. She hasn't done anything right in the last few minutes, honestly.
I would think a timeout at this. Well, a turnover will work for the Aces too.
And that was a forced pass from Kiowa County. They didn't need to get it in there. There's too much traffic. Janae Price takes it through the lane. It's incredible how she is able to get to the basket. There shouldn't be any room for her, but she makes it. And Bucklin is up by 2. That shows a lot of composure from her team, that even when Hood kind of loses her head, they're able to stay with it. Liggett tries to get it out of the lane. And Gamble takes a jumper. She's done well all night, recognizing Gentry Stout's weakness with being able to guard her.
She's been a good leader for her team.
I'm really glad that we had a highlight on her tonight because she's performed well. And a travel is called on the Aces. Really, they're beating themselves right now.
A timeout.
Timeout. Timeout is called, but not by the team you expected it from. Stacy Durstein is calling a timeout. Tied up 40-40, 2:07 left in the fourth quarter, and we'll be back after this break. Want to recognize Greensburg State Bank, a sponsor. Good bank in a good town. You can visit them at bestbank.us. And welcome back to a very exciting second half of basketball. We are tied up again, 40-40, 2:07 left in the fourth quarter. There are a lot of emotions being displayed on the court right now. Kiowa County is most certainly needs to regain composure, get a quick 2 points right here. Katie Larsch looks like she was going to take it to the basket. She does a smart thing with passing it back out.
That was a smart play. She has a great defender on her that is going to shut down a lot of shots.
Dina Liggett sees the opening, takes it in, and makes a left-handed layup. I think she actually shot it with her right hand, but it was on the left side of the basket.
Dina's 8th point of the night.
She's done so well. And both her and, and a turnover from Janae Price.
The Mavericks really defended that well. Janae has cut.
Timeout, just a 30-second timeout from Stacy Durstein. 42-40.
The Mavericks have really defended Janae Price's cut really well that time. They knew what was coming. Katie Larsch got out there and stopped her, and she had nowhere to go, and she was the much smaller player against Katie.
Exactly, and right before that happened, I was getting ready to say that Dina Liggett and Caitlin Gamble have their work cut out for them because Morgan Hood and Janae Price are going to be looked to score, bring their team out of this, but they're not delivering right now, and Kiowa County is. That was a great read by Dina Liggett, taking it on the left-hand side. She recognized that there would have been no one there to stop her if she got past Janae Price. She did. She made the quick layup, and they're up by 2. It is Mavericks ball. If they can have a solid possession here, make 2 points, secure their lead a little, that would be important for their team. And the foul's called by A.J. Kossel. She definitely wanted to get the ball back for Bucklin.
Something to point out about A.J. Kossel, she's really been encouraging to her teammates. After a last turnover, she called her teammates over and she wanted to encourage them to keep playing hard.
That shows a lot of leadership as a senior. And that ball fell dead at the back of the rim, but luckily it fell into the basket. Not the prettiest shot. Liggett with her second free throw. And she misses it. There's a foul called by Hallie Hedrick. She was trying to get that ball. They aren't in 1-and-1 yet, so really no harm done except that Bucklin gets a chance to set up. 1:19 left. Kiowa County has got to play some of the best defense they have all night, if not all season. Morgan Hood takes a quick jumper on the baseline. A.J. Kossel gets the rebound. That was a great rebound, but she does overshoot the 2 points. A foul is called. Allison Rudd fouls Hallie Hedrick. I was concerned for a second that Hedrick wasn't going to get called for the foul, but I think there might have been a little bit of acting there, which is not a bad thing to do in this close of a game.
It's not a bad thing, but Morgan Hood has some basketball left this season, and some of the overacting could get her injured. And I know no one wants that.
Hallie Hedrick is not somebody you want on the line. She is such a consistent free throw shooter. 44-40, under a minute left in this game. This has been quite an exciting last home game for Kiowa County. She makes the second free throw too. And a timeout is called from Bucklin. I'm so excited that Hallie Hedrick came back from halftime. She really didn't do much in the first half other than just be the point guard for her team. In the second half, she has completed several points. She now has 10, made a few three-point baskets at very crucial points in the game.
Although the Mavericks are at 5 points, there is still 57 seconds left, and Morgan Hood has shown the ability to score quick points.
And you know that they're going to look to her, which can be good and can be bad. Because if she's guarded, one of the other Bucklin players has to be willing to step up and make a shot. They cannot afford not to shoot early on. And you also know that they're going to try to foul right away, too.
The Mavericks really need to get the ball in Hallie's hands. She's who they want on the line shooting.
Yes, and I'm sure even if you might think that you want to pass the ball, avoiding the foul, I think you'd much rather just have it in Hallie's hands. It is the Aces' ball. They're going to pass it in, hopefully move it up the court quickly. You can tell that they're trying to run a play for Hood. And they did, but they didn't get the pass to her. She has some extreme frustration right now. She was wide open on that three-point line. And Morgan Hood comes through the lane and fouls Katie Larsh. That was quick thinking on Hallie Hedrick's part. She was being fouled. That simply wasn't called. 3 different people were fouling her right there.
I think the rest are just trying to let this game finish up.
She does make her free throw, 46-40.
Clutch free throw by Katie Larsh.
Yes. I'm still amazed at that last play from Bucklin. Morgan Hood was open and she didn't get the pass. Katie Larsh came in at the right time.
Katie Larsh has 7 points tonight. That's not something we usually see for her. She's a great defensive presence, but she's had some offense tonight too.
They want the ball in Morgan Hood's hands right now. They have had the ball for a long time with no score. There's so much frustration shown on Bucklin's faces right now. They have worked really hard, but they just haven't done the right things that Kiowa County has done in this last quarter. While one team really composed themselves, did the things that they needed to do, the other team just kind of unraveled. Larsh does miss that free throw. But as you said, Larsh has really stepped up in this last home game as a senior. That's something you love to see. Oh, Hallie Hedrick almost comes up with the rebound. Janae Price takes it up. She is fouled. That isn't necessarily a foul that Kiowa County had to make, but she drew that foul too. 11 seconds left. Kiowa County has a comfortable 7-point lead. Janae Price did spend quite a bit of time on the bench this second half in foul trouble. If she was in the game, it might have been an entirely different ball game.
I definitely think it would have been. She's a tremendous young player for these Bucklin Aces.
And she dictates what happens, bringing the ball up the court. Morgan Hood gets a quick rebound. It's a good thing that Kiowa County had that little bit of a lead, because it's now a 4-point game where it was 7. And we are going to be back after this short break.
Southern Plains Co-op in Greensburg is proud to offer Bayer Crop Science crop protection products. Chewing bugs, fungal diseases, and grasses needlessly kill or drastically limit corn and soybean production each year. Innovative Bayer Crop Science products control these unwanted intruders. That means increased yields for more grain in the bin at harvest. Let Southern Plains Co-op protect your crops with Bayer Crop Science products. At Southern Plains, we deliver service.
Stafford Mercantile Restoration contribute to small town commerce and culture. You can visit their Indiegogo, search Stafford Mercantile. Kiowa County struggles to get the ball in bounds, but Liggett is fouled before she can get the pass off to Hallie Hedrick. 7 seconds left. I think earlier it was just a 5-point game, but you said that it wasn't exactly comfortable because Morgan Hood would be able to score. Free throw is made by Angela Liggett. That's an interesting play by Bucklin's coach. That's almost a college move. He saved his offensive players during the defensive play and put them back in.
He knows how much he needs them. They're primarily the two scoring.
And Liggett misses her second free throw, but Kiowa County almost comes up with the rebound.
But what they did was take time off the clock.
Hood almost makes her attempt at a half-court shot, but Kiowa County gets the win, 48-43. A hard-fought game by both teams, but a lot of composure shown by the Mavericks in their last home game of the season. We want to thank you for joining us this season. Stick around for the boys game tonight. This broadcast was brought to you by the Kiowa County Media Center.